was boring.
Mine was fun. You missed this donkey. There was this hot guy. You missed. Just know you missed. What's happening?
My tummy hurts a lot.
Maybe it's this normal stomach ache.
No, this is a very sharp pain. It has never hurt like this before.
Mary, what's wrong?
My tummy hurts a lot.
You might be experiencing your cramps.
What are cramps?
My sister recently had her periods and she was in so much pain.
Really?
Yeah.
Jotham, what are cramps? You mean your sister tells you about cramps?
Yeah, man, it's completely normal. Sometimes girls experience that pain when they're having periods.
Oh.
Yeah.
Let me take her to the doctor.
Sorry, Mary.
Mary, these things are normal, eh? You're going to be fine. Don't worry. I've also been through this.
Oh, come in. Oh, sorry. Welcome. What's going on?
My tummy hurts a lot.
It's not feeling fine.
Please take a seat. What happened?
She just started feeling some sharp pain.
Okay.
And she hasn't experienced it before.
I'm sorry to hear that. My name is Dr. Sabrina Chitaka. What is your name?
My name is Mary.
Oh, Mary, sorry about this. And you are?
My name is Gillian.
Okay. What's going on? When did this pain start?
It started today morning.
You really seem to be in pain. Would you like a painkiller?
Yes.
Okay, I'll do that. Here you are. Take it. So, Mary, have you started your period?
No,
You've never had your period?
never.
And Gillian, have you started your period?
Yes.
Okay, so you know what cramps are?
Not really.
Okay, I'll explain to you. Is the medicine making you feel a bit better?
Yes.
Okay, that's very good. So I want you to know that cramps are period pain, and they happen when girls and women are getting their period. So that day one of your period is when you actually start the period. And what is going on, I want to demonstrate to you, is that this is a diagram showing a woman's body. And what I need to explain to you is that this here is the uterus, right?
Yes.
And what is going on right now is possibly that your uterus is now getting into contractions to release blood and the egg. I'll explain those details later, okay? Sometimes it can be really bad. Some girls get period pain and it makes them dizzy and they get really, really bad pain. But you're looking brighter, yes?
Yes.
So, do you have any questions so far, or should I just explain to you about the period?
You can first explain.
Really? Okay. So, as I was saying, day one is the menstrual cycle. Every woman and girl goes through it. And this goes on until a woman reaches her menopause. Okay? So it starts from around when girls are 11 to 14, but it goes on until women are maybe about 50. So on a monthly basis, that is what they call the menstrual cycle. And as I said, day one is when the blood leaves the womb, like we said, through the vaginal canal. Okay?
Yes.
And then the cycle continues. There are two hormones which are so important. There's estrogen, which makes us women bright and beautiful and happy. And then there's progesterone that keeps the uterine lining thick and growing. So typically, a woman or a girl has a menstrual cycle of 21 to 35 days. And during that time, the hormones keep changing. When the estrogen is high, the egg is growing and the eggs grow inside the ovary. Do you see this part? So this is the ovary. And around day 5 to day 7, there are so many follicles growing. Those follicles change into eggs, but it's only one egg that is released. But if you have twins in the family, maybe you can release 2 eggs every month. Okay? Now, continuously, the egg then moves through the fallopian tube into the uterus. And on day 14, which is called the fertile period, when the egg is ready to be fertilized, you may feel a bit warm and hot and all those things. And it's on that day that if a girl has sexual activity or a woman, they can become pregnant. If there's no fertilization, those hormones, we remember estrogen and the progesterone, they start to reduce throughout the menstrual cycle. And around day 24, some girls and women become irritable, anxious, they have no energy, and then the cramps start. The cramps worsen towards the beginning of the menstrual period. And I'm sorry that you're going through this, but it's something that every single girl and woman goes through. For some people, it's less painful than others. And so the cycle begins. Day 1, the blood is released. It goes on for about 3 days to 7 days, and then the whole cycle begins. Now, why am I bothering to tell you all these things? It's because you need to understand your own body. Now, when you start your period, you're going to have to get a calendar. Do you have a diary?
No.
Gillian, do you have a diary?
Yes.
Okay, so you can just check off day 1 of your period, and you just keep checking off like that, okay? So that you get to know how long your cycle is. Is that okay with you?
Yes.
For some people, it's 21 days. For others, it's 28 days. And for others, it's 35 days. But those other things are usually constant. From day 1 to day 14, day 14 is what? Ovulation. And then the cycle keeps going like that. Now, the cramps seem to be a constant. There are things that you can do to prevent those cramps happening, like exercising. Have you done any exercise?
No.
Girls, you need to do sports, right?
Okay.
Sports helps a lot. First of all, it helps you release those endorphins. Those are the happy hormones, so that you don't get too stressed and dull and down. But also, because remember the uterus is protected by abdominal muscles, if you improve on your abdominal core, then you're likely to reduce on the period pain, which is also called cramps. Because remember, cramps are just repeated muscle pulls in the uterus. As the uterus is squeezing out the uterine wall and the blood, it keeps going through contractions. Have you had a muscle pull at all? So like cramps are like 10 times a muscle pull, and that can be really painful. But if you build your core muscles, those cramps can become less and less. So building your core muscles includes doing sit-ups, lying down and lifting up your legs, lifting up your, you know what? Just get up, guys. It seems like what I'm talking about is not very clear, but if you could, like, lift a leg, lift your leg, again, lift the other leg, that helps to improve on the pain down here. And you can take your seat. Sometimes people use a warm water bottle to, you know, keep the pain low. But if the pain is too much, like I gave you some medicine, paracetamol, that reduces the pain. For some ladies, the pain is excruciating. So we may have to step up on the pain medication, including giving drugs like ibuprofen, but at no one time should you go and buy medicine on your own, which is not prescribed. Okay?
Yes.
I've talked a lot. Would you like to ask questions?
Yes. Like, is it normal if you have it thrice a month or twice a month?
Your period?
Yes.
There's something called polymenorrhea. When people have a very short cycle before 21 days, then it will appear as if you're having your period very frequently. But it's not normal to have a period 3 times a month. You'd have to visit the doctor, and then we do hormonal levels and check other things.
Does this period happen every month?
Yes, the period should happen on a monthly basis. However, I've known some people who miss their periods because they are stressed, because they are not eating enough. I once had a patient who had anorexia nervosa. She had starved herself to extremely thin, and then her periods disappeared for over 2 years. That can be scary, isn't it?
Yes.
And also, when you've just started your period, you're now 14,
Yes.
your hormones are still becoming normalized and getting used to your body. So sometimes you may miss a period. It's normal for girls who have just started their periods to miss like a month or 2, and then the cycle restarts. But obviously, and the reason why we lock the door, if you're pregnant, you'll certainly miss your period for 9 months. But you don't want that to happen when you're still at school, right?
Yes.
Remember what we said about ovulation? That when you're ovulating and you have sexual activity, a girl can actually become pregnant. But we know the dangers of pregnancy. We'll talk about that later.
Yes.
Okay? Right now, I wanted to ask, did you carry any sanitary towel?
No.
Should we have some in the clinic? I'll give you one, and then maybe we can understand how to use them. Yeah?
Okay.